Good afternoon. Well, I finally got my computer back up and running, so we'll go ahead and start the class now. Thanks for your patience with that. It was kind of a difficult thing here, too. Let's go over the syllabus a little bit. You notice under the attendance policy, it talks about lack of participation. Well, for online courses, your, your attendance is based on the number of posts that you make and the quality of posts. So make sure you post on each one of the items that we talk about, and you'll be fine. Email, I think that pretty much stands for itself. Just email me with your questions, or if you have anything else. We're going to do most of our work on Blackboard. So you can use Blackboard as our discussion program, or you can email me if you got something in particular that you want to talk about, or something you'd like to add to the class, or just a personal question you've got. Let me see. Timeliness. Make sure you return in the assignments on time. Now, I had one question about the extra credit. The extra credit can be turned in at any time you want. You don't have to do it, but I encourage you to do it if you want to do that type of thing, and you can turn it in anytime. So we talked about the assignments that are due, test and papers. You know, there'll be a 1,500 word paper from 1,500. There'll be a paper from 1,500 to 2,500 words. A lot of people want me to put a maximum or a minimum. I got to put something in there in the middle, because then I get papers that are 500 words. So make sure you do that. Make sure you do it in AP formatting. And one of the problems I have with that is people turn in AP formatting what they think is AP formatting, but it's not. So make sure you got a title page, an abstract page, then the body and your bibliography, and have a running header on it. You'll be just fine. If you got any questions, shoot me an email. I'll answer them. But there's also a link in the syllabus about APA paper style. You can actually get it straight from Microsoft Word and put it in there, and it walks you right through the process. Make sure you submit your research paper. It's really important. It's a requirement to pass the class. And I don't have any gradable points, but there is that extra credit. So you'll get the extra credit, but it'll go on top of whatever you have. So if the extra credit is 30 points, you'll get 1,030 points if you got everything else right. So just take care of that. And on the research paper, again, make sure you submit it through Blackboard, through SafeAssign. And just make sure you do it on time. You can do it early, that's fine. I'll go ahead and grade it. This is the only class I'm teaching this semester, so it's easy to get a lot of the work done and responses back to you quickly, even though it was a slow start. So just turn it in when you get the chance, or send me a question if you got any. Honor Society violations, disability service. I don't think I need to talk about the honor violation. I'm not worried about you. A disability service, if you need something, just follow the proper channels and let me know. We also have Title IX, and if you feel any problem, because Title IX also goes towards online students, just contact the Title IX office, or contact me, because I'm the Title IX administrator, and I'll take care of it for you. We use the textbook and the discussion board and the PowerPoints. And there's a person teaching the online part of this course, and we're using the same basic course line now. So what you're getting is exactly what the students are getting in the classroom. Week 1, we'll do Chapter 1. You can follow the syllabus, the course schedule on the bottom if you'd like. Evolution of policing and police agencies, involving community policing, proactive policing, and we'll have our first quiz in week 4. And the quiz will cover what we've discussed or talked about in the classroom. Then your paper's due February 23rd. Well, February 23rd is no class, but that week, the week of February 23rd, week 7, your paper's due. The reason I ask you to turn it in early is usually there are a lot of other papers that you have to write, and this gives me a chance to get that one out of the way, and you can turn it in early, and I can grade it early. And you'll be able to see your grades on Blackboard. But it gives me a chance to get other work done that I need to do without having to try to get it all done at the end of the semester. The midterm, you all can have a midterm break just like everybody else. So we won't do a lot that week. And we won't do anything that week unless we're just following up on something else. Or you have a question, and if you want to do something, I'm available. We can do it. You don't have to worry about the no class things. The second quiz is the 11th. It'll only cover what we've done since the first quiz. And I forgot to mention the midterm, which is due week 8. It'll only cover what we've covered that far. And we'll have the wrap-up. We don't have presentations because it's an online class, but I really like to read your papers. And if you'd like to share it with everybody else by attaching it to a discussion board, that's great too. We can learn a lot about what other people's papers say, and that's one of the reasons we do presentations in class. So if you feel comfortable doing that, let's do that. And we'll talk about the papers because you always come up with something that nobody else knew about. And then the final exam week, your exams, all your tests, all the midterms, the papers, everything's online. And the final exam week will be during the week that the on-the-ground students have their final exams. So we'll take care of that. Any questions, make sure you give me a call, shoot me an email. It's easier to shoot me an email because I'm in and out of the office. But if you really need to contact me, I think my cell phone is on my syllabus. It is. My cell phone's there, and I don't mind if you call me on the cell phone. If you don't get me, and I don't normally answer numbers that I don't recognize, tell me who you are and what class you're in, and I'll call you back as soon as I can. All right, now let's talk about the first part of class. If I can move this thing a little bit and pause this video, if I can figure that part out. Well, evidently I can't, so I'll just do controls. Here we go. No, that didn't do it. I just started this last semester, so it's a little bit new for